The reason I want to have this, it's on the occasion of our first major legislative effort together on behalf of the Senate National Guard Caucus. So I want to be here with my friend, colleague, the co-chair of the Guard Caucus. Of course, he's also been a strong voice in the Guard, former member himself and in the Reserve. And so what we tried to do, and Senator Bond and I had discussed this a lot, as you know, Senator Bond and I, close personal friends, may have some philosophical differences in some issues, but never when it regarded the Guard, and hoped that we would be able to keep that, and we have. We've been concerned that prior to 9/11, there were a lot of bureaucratic hindrances on having the Guard be able to do everything it could do, and there are some of these organizational hindrances that have not been adjusted to match their new missions since 9/11. And yet we know those who've gone to Iraq or Afghanistan, seen our Guard members seamlessly integrated with regular forces, and Lindsay, you've done this a lot more than I have. You look out, they're going out in combat, you don't know which one's Guard, which one's regular forces, except that we know that the Guard today, we would not be able to project the forces we do around the world without them. A young private who joined the National Guard on September 10th, 2001, was joining a force initially designed to participate in an all-out, no-holds-barred war with the Soviet Union, even though the Soviet Union no longer existed. And when that young private showed up for a drill, he or she found facilities in disrepair, Guard demoralized from inattention by Pentagon leaders, equipment that seemed to predate the Cold War. And I'm afraid that that private may be wondering, what have I got myself into? 9/11, of course, is a lot different. And found out we're going overseas, you're going to be in wars. But when they got that order for an upcoming deployment, they must have had a sinking feeling. You had units, vehicles ranged, and this would be in any state. Training was insufficient. Private's unit was under strain, did not have the equipment they needed. And we have tried to make major changes in that. We're still fixing these problems. We have, ever since we came in there, Ken Bond and I said the largest earmark that either one of us ever involved in was to give upgraded equipment, body armor, Humvees and everything else to Guard units throughout the whole country. So now this bill is going to build on the Guard empowerment reforms. We would make the chief of the National Guard Bureau a statutory member of the Joint Chiefs of Staff for the first time ever. And so he can sit in so-called tank with the others. Now, Lindsay and I have joked that we'll pay for the chair out of our own pocket if need be. We have, I have great respect for General Dempsey and General Swartz, the Chiefs of Staff of the Army and the Air Force, but they cannot represent the Army and Air Guard as well as the current Chief of the National Guard Bureau, General McKinley. So we have to have them. The Guard Empowerment Bill also authorizes appropriations for Guard domestic operations and a number of other areas, but as we're seeing even now with the hurricanes, with the tornadoes, with the floods in the southern part of this country, and with the flooding even in my own state of Vermont, if we didn't have the Guard, if they couldn't be called out,
amen,
these states would be in bad trouble. So, Lindsay, let me turn it over to you.
Thank you.
This is the boldest, most far-reaching agenda legislatively I have ever seen when it comes to the National Guard, and I'm proud to be part of it.